Hold on a second. Wait, the smoke's going up. Oh my God. Who said it should go up? It should go down. Why is the smoke going up? That's what I like about the smoke. I had an idea today. My brother-in-law just put in a pool. And he uses salt water. And I'm trying to think, well, if the earth, okay, can clean the water as it goes in, right? Why can't we use salt water radiators for our carbon in our cars, so the salts can clean the carbon before it goes into the air? Wait a second, there's a sun. The yellow energy, hello, oh my God, I forgot there was a sun. Didn't anybody tell the government there's a sun out there? Well, they just think it's all the sons of all the fathers, but they don't care, because if the father don't scratch, oh, I didn't mean that scratch, but if the father don't scratch, well, if he's scratching his ass, well, that's the other father we don't want either, right? Well, anyways, what I want to tell you is you're absolutely right, okay? I don't know if I misrepresented this, but everything starts off, okay, this is the principal office, okay? When you hit it with the golf ball, it goes between you and the sun, and you scream, 4! What the hell are you screaming 4 for? Because in order to create this golf ball, okay, it was created by a triangle. God started off with one dot. This is the dot, okay? I think it has 342 markings on it. 3, 4, and 2, 9. You want to know about Commodore Lenin? Well, the only thing I know, I mark all kinds of things down. I just figured I was going to talk to you or send this to you. I've already mentioned this 1,000 times, but that's just the basic setup of the telephone. 1, 3, 7, and 9. Everything that's in between, right, can be joined just by scratching one line up, one line across, one line down. Now you have the 4 areas working. They call that a D4. The reason this is a D4, okay, is because the X up here is what accumulated from taking 1 and 3, putting it together, and then operating the 1 in the 3 position, but the 1 is no longer in the 1 or existence, it's now in the 2 position. This is the God, the one God. He can't create because he's all alone. So he gives up his creation to the beta because she's in the middle. Because if you want to create, you got to stick it in the middle. Well, it's the same thing for the telephone, and all these sayings and expressions we have all over the world, it's all exactly like you said with the apple. It all has to do with creation. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, if I can find it in here, oh my God, up and down, up and down. There are so many things. You ever hear of the beta reel? Ever hear of the beta reel over here? Beta, right here? That's beta, okay? There's more than one system in our system, okay? Where's my pen? Okay, I'm just going to tell you the basics. First of all, the rain comes in on a 45-degree angle, okay? That's the beta world. Those are the corners in between. You cannot connect from a side. You connect from the corner, because what happens to corners, okay, is there's a full extension on the corner, which shows bunny ears for the communication. And if you look at the playing cards, okay, I can tell you anything you want about all the playing cards, why they are, and there's a number count that goes with them. And the length of a playing card is basically the 3 worlds in one. The first world, okay, starts on the corners. These 2 here and these 2 here, okay? It was a smaller world until creation. That was the world. But in creation, the beta world came out. These 2 here. Now, you know in cards, the 1 and the 2 recreate the other cards, okay? But nothing creates the 6 card, okay? Because everything is actually 1 to 5. 6 really didn't even exist. And 5 is the creation of the electronic world. It's a hookup. So either you hook it up to Earth or wherever you hook it up to. Okay, you see this? The 2 card, the only way to make it is to put it in the card like this. Right away you have the cross of Jesus. Okay? It's the cross of Jesus that's the feeding system for 2, 4, 6, and 8. In which the 4 part is connected to the 6, so it comes around. But wait a second, it doesn't go direct to the 6, okay? Because the 4 corners, okay, have to feed. And everything feeds into here. And this is actually man's world. And then it feeds out. Now imagine if these were all just lines, just like our skin on our hands, okay? Like I was telling someone the other day, oh my God, there's a black hole in the world. Black hole in the world? There's a black hole in your eye. In the middle of it is an X. It starts off as a V because it comes in like this. It connects to the other V and it makes a diamond shape. and then it goes back out the circuit. Because back here on the cordial of your spinal cord, okay, into your head, it's tucked in. This is the way your skin is behind your head, actually. It had to do this. It can't do it any other way. Because of an envelope, because of the package and the Christmas presents you buy, that's what it is. So the shrimp, there's two color shrimps they sell. One is the orange, and one is the grayish clear white that's not cooked yet, and it's not cooked, okay, because the yellow energy of the sun, okay, the spirit red of God gets into it and it turns orange. Or ange. Or is gold. Ange is angel or an angle to connect the two wiring systems to create the gold of who we are. You see, the gold at the end of the rainbow, okay, is what takes the elements to show you the colors that creates the gold, okay. So Elenin, electronic. If you want to look at something that I'm almost quite 100% sure of, okay, because of the Greek gods, study their names. You'll see a little bit more of the story. NGC 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Apparently I understand, and don't get me wrong, I know absolutely nothing. I'm only telling you what's on the top of my imagination. Okay, it's a disk universe. Okay, now the non-disk universe, which is ours, okay, and everybody talks about sex, all has to do about the angel residency. And the reason for the angel residency is because of the letters in the alphabet, okay? The A is a primary letter. It's number 1, and it's all alone, and there's no others. Inside the 1, okay, they call it the ace, or the A. But inside is the sign of delta. That when God wants to go out and decide, he takes his arms off around the ace, and he uses the delta, okay, because he no longer uses his positions on the telephone, 7, 9, this is 2. This is what it would look like on your phone. Before, it would have been like this, okay, and now you got the skirt, okay, for the female, because the 1 and 3 went into the 2, pick off from the 9, and this is one part. And the other part joins on the top, and it all has to do with the Magen David. The Magen David, the Magen David, don't forget that Magen David, okay? Here's the Magen David. This is how part of the system works, okay? There's 2 stools to sit on, one on the left, one on the right. The 2 points are like a bee. You ever see the way a beehive is? Well, you know what, I'm going to get off because it's 7 minutes already, but go check out the constellation Pegasus. You've got to zoom in. You're going to see a pattern that no matter what you do, it's going to keep coming back, and you're going to see real bees. Real bees. Don't forget, all these colors that represent our colors and our animals are actually an explanation of the creation of our universe. Animals, the horns they have, the names they use, the way you hear it and the way it sounds compared to what you see. You got to use all the elements of life. This is a broken telephone world. It's a correctional center. It's we walk 40 steps and the game is over, because in Monopoly there's only 40. But on 41 we hit the Mediterranean, okay, which is a turquoise green. It has the elements of salt inside of it, in which means the 9 horse in thoroughbred horse racing, which means from the sky of God, which means the rebirth in the salt cities of the Mediterranean. And the same thing has to do with Baltic. They're the first 2 properties in the game, and they're what you get the least of. And the Baltic also, which has been contaminated with radiation, sits very high in an area that is high in what they call the red spirit. The Red Seas, the Dead Seas. Watch out what you touch out there, because whatever is red is not always dead. And I'm not trying to make a joke. And one of the reasons for that is because Beta, okay, she becomes a D angle. Why? Well, in French, D means queen, okay? D means a happy face. She becomes the D angle because until God came off the first level of the first row, A, B, C, there was no D, because there was no creation with C. It was just an explanation of the 3 parts of God, the Trinity part. I mean, because you can take one triangle and I can show you what I can design a house, because everything at worst has to come down to 11.25. After that, it becomes an explanation. After 11.25, which is 1/8, okay, 1.2, what is it, 1.25? 11.25, which is 88, and which is 90 degrees up to down. So now that you have the whole half, okay, now you want to see how it was created. So now you go and you take it and you put it in half again. From 11.25, you get the 5.125, which is the short count of the Mayan calendar. Now if you multiply it by 5 because of the 4 corners and the central core, which is 5, it comes out to 25 1,625. And 25,625 is actually saying, let's split the earth of 3 and 3, which is Jesus Christ, and that's what it's all about. I can show you that in another image. So you split this earth in half, 3 and 3. So now you're 1.5 on each side, and in blackjack they pay 1.5. I connect everything to anything because it came from a man, and it came from a man before that man, and before that man was another man. Anyways, the small things in life, just let me tell you one thing. She is my car, and she runs well. But he does all the work, but she runs well. That's the way we talk in this world. So the way we talk comes out to the past before us in time. So if we go back to the first person who was ever on the earth, well, we know exactly what it is. And that's what I'm into, going back in time for the totality, the difference of understanding what creation is all about. And the Mayans and these crop circles, well, they're all simple crop circles. First of all, what you see in the beta world is actually a baseball diamond. So now you have to go by baseball rules. So let's go baseball rules, okay? Because it's in the beta world. You're up to home plate A, first base B, second place C. But for God, second place, but C would be at third base. So while beta's at second, he's at third. The minute the next man comes up, God comes home for the point. That's the spirit. Beta moves over to third, and she gets the D. While God comes home, and he gets the E. Now we started off on A. So now you have DEA. And that's why we have one of the words for dead. Anyways, the baseball hooks into it, the pitching mound, the distance, the golf, Rubik's Cube, these cards, okay? This is 4, and this is 6. The value of the 8 diamond card and the value of this 8 card are not the same value. The diamond card connects to the 3 worlds and connects us all together. The diamond card gets a north point and a south point, and then it gets an east-west quarter, because that's what the east-wests are worth, the east-west angels. You're only you and yourself, the opposite angel, okay, who's on the other side of the universe balancing everybody out. You and your angel, okay, a quarter and a quarter. Quarter and a quarter, 25 by 25 is 625. Multiply that by 41, you get 25,625 of the Mayan calendar. And the reason you get that is because the only time you hit the Mediterranean in Monopoly is at 41. The only time you get into the new level on your telephone after going to 9 and around, 41 ends up in the first position. But if you keep jumping over the 10, 20, 30, and 40, 41 ends up to be in the center of the telephone. 4 and 1 is 5, and that's the center position it should be because the numbers add up to it. I really appreciate if you watch to this point, and oh my God, I've written thousands of pages, and there's just so many things. You want to know how the world goes? Okay, I designed these. Everyone is on a different transmission, okay? And they just turn. This one turns this way, this one turns this way, this one turns, and they just turn. I just figured this was part of the solar system or something of creation. See the holes that are inside? Although there's turning, what's going through the center? You understand what I'm saying? Don't leave out the in-between, because it's the in-between that connects, creates and connects. Everything works in 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 and 3 and 3, and when it doesn't work in 3 by 3, it's a straight line. But anytime you cross the straight line, okay, you have a connection of some sort. Now, is it a connection of visual? Because sometimes it's just a visual. Oh, this wire went over this wire. Look what it looks like. Oh my God, it looks like a cross. But if you're far away, it don't look like a cross no more. What does it look like? You want to know about your teeth? The 2 bunny teeth up there? Then you got 6 and 6 on each side. Then you got the 4 in the front. You got 5 and 5 on each side. Because in the other world, when you cross your heart, you cross 1 to 9 corner, 3 to 7 corner. They're locked in. Now you add 2, 4, 6, 8, and you work with the corners of God. The Magen David is a very, very big tool. And don't forget, mostly of whatever God does, he's crooked. He's on an angle. Nothing runs straight. The line you made, the crooked line you made, yes, it's because of the wind, because of the blowing. The clam, his mouth is like that. That's how the clam's mouth is. So that's an expression of the energy. His lips are always like this because of the energy. When you take out that little clam, you shove it into the back of your head, you connect 2 gray shrimps to it, or you warm up the shrimp, okay, they get orange, you connect it to the scallop in the back of your head, and you're the X-Man. Everything's in here, because we can see our way out, we think there's nothing here. This thing is full of water. He must be the Rain Man everybody talks about. He's the X-Man and the Rain Man. And you know what? When I go buy windshield washer fluid, it's usually blue or green. Well, for sure, the Baltic and the regular ocean, the navy blue. Do you want to know who the white ghost of Christmas is? It's whatever the creation is going to be is the white ghost. The background is now white because we were the white ghost, but to us we're not. Now it's the background of God. So whether you see it on black or you see it on orange, the sun, if you want to know about the sun, is it orange or yellow? Well, there's a big connection to yellow and red in this world, into the matrix world, in the sea of navy blue, which is electronic and connections. I don't know if I made any sense to you. If I did, I did. It's not that I miss any confidence. When I know somebody's a lot superior, I've been pushed around and told where to go and where not to go in the last 2 years, and things have been pretty weird. If you look at some of my videos or my pictures, my main picture on Facebook, there's a monkey jumping off the top of my head. One of the reasons for the creation in the monkey is because they were trying to figure out how to connect the electronic spirit into man so they can give him the, you know what I'm saying? It's not that the monkey isn't lucky. The monkey's lucky. He's doing whatever a soul knows to do on this earth. He does what a soul man would do. But man has got the spirit, okay, and he can't act like the animal because he's got the spirit, which is the 10 Commandments. Why is it the 10 Commandments? Cross my heart, hope to die. 1 and 9 across, 3 and 7 across and from. We're in the world of 10-10. Why is this world 11-11? Well, we add the one spirit, which is the center 5 on your telephone, which is actually number 14, 23, 32. Look on the roulette table. All the red numbers are odd. All the black numbers are even. Number 15 is an even number. 1 and 5 is 6. Okay, the 6 numbers on the right side of roulette, it's a side for creation. The left side of the roulette are the angles. The in-between is the connection. Therefore, once you put up the twin towers, one on the left and one on the right, okay, they stand up all in between, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, and you keep going up by 3s. That's the connection creation in the center. What else is there? That's why the twin towers had to go down. And do I think people are in this world to destroy us? 100%. The less of us, the more they have. But don't you remember, if you save all the royalty, what's left? There's nothing. You cannot save the royalty. This is an imperial universe, okay? Imperial gallon, okay? That's why when everything happens, if you want to go somewhere, the balance of everything in this world is in Quebec. Why? Because it's got a letter count of 35. 3 and 5 is 8. It's the furthest away you can go, the closest to 10 in an even number, because if you were an odd number, you'd be in an odd world. Right? Well, we are in an odd world because we always get even to become odd again because of that one spirit. But once you get the one spirit of God and the one spirit of beta, you're even again. Well, not really, because then you got the 3 creation, and beta is a value of 2 because of 1 and 1. And if you want to know about the days of the week, there's 7 individual days, because day 7 does not exist. In fact, day 6 really doesn't exist, because Saturday and Sunday should be counted as 1 and 1 and be looked at as 11 and be counted as 2, because it's alpha and beta, spirit and soul that comes into this world that connects everything. So that's why Saturday and Sunday are 1-1, and then actually Monday is my day. It's day 2 of the week, but it's actually 1 because it's the first day of the week and first day for my day. Then it was the chosen day, which is on a Tuesday, okay, and then the Wednesday. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, because you have 1-1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3. Then you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3, and you have Saturday, Sabbath, 1-1. 1-1, 3-3, 1-1, Jesus Christ and 11, Jesus Christ and 11, Jesus Christ and 11, okay. No, I can't tell you exactly what's happening. Did I tell you about the disc out in Pegasus? Did I tell you about the Greek gods? You got to look at all the Greek gods because they are a connection to a great part of creation. Their names, like Zeus, is actually the Suez Canal. Pegasus, okay, is almost like a gun. It's an angel wing that flies. It's a gun. She carries something on her. She's a pure gun. She's a horse. You remind us of Budweiser, okay, and you start connecting the horse from there. She is from the Greek gods. Remember what the Greek stands for, okay? It's a general angel resident, okay? Like in the army, private is not much, but a general is great. But in this world, a general angel resident is not as high as a private in this world, okay? So you have Greek, the electronic E world, EE. And the K is for the king of this world, or it's actually, if you want to see what the K is, I have a 3,000 pens here, and I'm going to show you a K, and then I'm going to show you the reason for the nav. One of the reasons for the nav, and Chris de Burgh when he's singing, is because the K creates the diamond shape for beta. So the nav, right, which is one on the left and one on the right, and the reason for two of them is because one is the heart, okay, and the one on the opposite side has to be his alter ego, okay, it has to be the spade. What directs everything is beta, and her card is the club. Excuse me. So what happens with this, okay, what happened in Chris de Burgh, all he needed was the 8, okay, he was going to have the straight, he had the queen, okay, he had the queen, which is this, hold on, queen and 9, and 8, and all he missed was the 8, and the reason in Chris de Burgh was missing the 8, and everybody's going to go underground, is because right here, this is the 8 position. He closes up that position, nobody goes underground. No matter, even if the devil gets 4 aces, okay, the only thing that happens with 4 aces, okay, if I can create this, is he gets the box, and the box in the center, okay, when he gets the box in the center, that box operates the queen in the center. So that's the Chris de Burgh song, Spanish Train, and the last card he needed was the 8, and the card that the devil drew, I don't remember, was it the ace of diamonds? I have to listen, was the ace of diamonds or ace of spade? I'd have to see, because depending which ace that is, it depends where it's going to go in my picture. And then it's going to have a design, and then I'll know if he can take everybody underground. But he said 10,000 souls were on the line. Well, of course, when you have an X, right, and beta, okay, puts a line over that X becomes 10,000, okay? It's just like, if you want to know about planet Lenin, it's right here in Roman numerals. 1x, x1. 1 times x, blank, x1, okay? So actually you're looking at, right, is 20. And if you want to count it individual, you're looking at 22. And 22 is light, 2 and 2 is 4, and you got the creator's corner of beta. Yeah, I'm going to show you one little thing. There's a game in Rubik's Cube where all the individual pieces come apart, and electronically they go back together, but there's no elements in it. You understand? It's inside. The same with our universe. We turn and we spin, and we constantly create electricity so we can be able to withstand staying lifted in space. We stay in space, turning around all the time, and there is really no end, because the more we can stretch out and spin, because if we get too big and we can't balance it, we'll wobble all over and we'll disappear into the universe. So if I go out far on the left, my altar will go far on the right. If one went too high, the other one will go low. But while everything is happening, we're always balanced by what's inside of here, and they call that the gravitational pull. What I wanted to show you, I'm not quite sure, is here. It's pretty simple. This is 1, 2, 3 bar. This is the bar God owns. This is the bar 1, 4, 7. Okay, he owns all the bars, okay? But he only owns this corner that's missing. The reason this corner is missing is because Beta took over that corner. She became ABC, and on your telephone, the second letter says ABC. And if you continue, you see it's, oh my God, you already know it. It's just a lot of things thrown together, and then I take them, okay, this goes here and this goes here. The wiring has to go around. Some has to pass. Which wiring passes where? And does everything go through Beta? Does everything go through Beta? The transfer of our birth. You see, because Saturn, okay, is on the other side of 3, our transfer of our birth would need no moons, would it? Because it's us on Earth. But the angel transfer from 3 and 6 must pass through 9 over to Jupiter and cut the angle over towards the 4. Okay? Now I'm thinking, but is only Beta the one who gets to use the moons and the transfers? Okay? Because you do know that there is no moon on Mercury, right? Because Beta took over and uses that moon as creation on 3, which is Earth. And Beta, okay, which usually would be Venus, okay, her creation is in the electronic world. So instead of being on 2, she'll be on, her angle would be on 4, but her balance would be on Neptune, as Mercury's balance would be on Pluto. So there's no moon, okay, on Mercury or Venus, because they don't need the moon. Earth needs the one moon. Do you want to know what happens when we die? We burp, we shit, we fart, comes out of our ear, comes out of our ass, comes out of our eyes. The black hole, it goes into our eyes, it goes into our brain, and comes out our mouth. The action of our hands and our feet. That whole, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? Hold on a second. Here we are. We're hearts. What are we? We're hearts. So they put a leg here and a leg here and an arm here. This is it. That's us. We're just a heart being held up. We stand up and we, whoa, the heart is going all the way up. Whoa, I'm on top of my legs. Oh, look at my arms. Wow, I can make love now because the love connection works like this. You see the way the C is? Do you understand that C? Do you see it properly? Well, let me show you something else. Okay. Look at his hat. See the way his hat is? Okay. Look at the way I made the card. Okay. And if you want to know a connection, go over to roulette, take out a marker and a pencil, okay, and mark down the positions. 8, 10, 11, 13, and another position you'll mark out. Now watch how you design, okay, because every design you make will show you a different series of equations, okay. So you just take now 26, 28, 29, and 31, and that one, and the first one I told you, will do the same design. It looks like an N or a Z that went together like this, and it'll show a diamond sign a special way. And the way it designs the diamond, there's going to be an edging on it. You'll be able to stretch the edging. Now, I think it goes out on 11.25% because everything has to work on based on the judgment of the way you look at love. You see, love, I mean, I know I'm all over the place because I'm always all over the place, but love has to do with the consistency of these 4 corners. This corner, this corner, this corner, this corner. Those corners are possessed in the 4 card. The 4 card is the first card that possesses those corners, and you call the card fourth. F-O-R-T-H. Okay? T-H. First, S-T, second N-D, third R-D, standard. T-H, transmission of heaven. Then you get all the other ones from fourth to 20F. Okay? What is that, 16 or 17? So we stand on 17 cards. 1 and 2 create the 3. The 3 goes in the middle of this card here, and now you have most of the story. The other thing about the Jack, okay, the center says 25, 52, 52, 25. And one of the other things, it's like an auger, and you see the clubs going up and down because all the childs of God come from the club, okay? What you see in the background to the right, okay, is could be a mask. Take a good look. If you don't look properly, it's a mask, okay? Hair curls up, it's a D angel, okay? But his hair's curling up like a B6. Vitamin B6, there are no vitamin B4s because there was no before. It was a C4 or a D4. But don't forget about the E, son of the electronic world. That would be an E4. So you have this card here, and you see the X that's wrapped up, okay? Now, I always thought 1 would go to 9 to the right. But okay, and the top creation is going absolutely straight. You see, I want to show you something. This line here is going straight, okay, over here. You see it? But this line here, okay, has no red on it. See there's no red on it? There's red. No red, because the creation comes from here. That came from 1. You see this part over here, the V-neck? The V-neck means the life of beta. It's blue, navy blue. Beta, the system, the electronic system of the beta system is navy blue. When God, the Holy Ghost, okay, comes along and brings in the Holy Ghost, okay, that navy blue becomes a baby blue sky. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice evening. They call me MrTacpans's. I have revelations all the time. I sort of look at myself in the mirror and think I'm crazy, and now I just decided to make a bunch of videos and just say it. I don't mind if nobody watches my videos. I just have to get it on air because I believe I see the truth. I believe that my mind knows a lot more than me. So my end of it, okay, of the Mayan calendar, 25,625. I'm not going to get into that because even Moses' numbers come out in that time. The only thing I'm going to get into now of the Mayan calendar is 2 and 5 is 7, blank 6. 6, 2 and 5 is 7, so now you have an airplane, 7, 6, 7. 7 and 6 is 13, and 7 is 20. 20 is the beta world. It's the new level saying we're on level 2, and this is what happens. 2, 1 equals recreation. 2, 2 equals a life. What life it is, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's a W, because it's a double life. It's an angel, and it's a man. Wait! And the spirit. So if you look in the card, I think, of the Queen of Clubs, you'll see moons, and you'll see children, and you'll see red V's. The W is the mountain, the V is the valley. Together they're one word. It means creation from the belly. Okay? Okay? Is that what I always say? Okay, okay, okay. And the way God connects everything, it's like this. The basic connections. Okay, do you see this? You can find that on your keyboard on row number 2. Whatever you want to know, keyboard, anything. Anyways, I gotta go. Let me see if I can see you through this. Oh yeah, I see. Can you see me? You see, when I'm looking at the screen, I can see the screen, but I can't see me. But now that I look at the screen, I can see me. I saw me through the passage. But my vision was so far away, my judgment is not the same. So, God put the eyes on the front of her head. He put a black dot in there and said to the guy in the back, he says, no one will ever see you. He says, you're back in black. He says, okay, take care.